Welcome to Little Crochet. I'm Oksharon, and I'm so grateful that you decided to join me here today. Today, beautiful beings, I want to talk about the movie Moana. It's a Disney movie. They've made it into a book. And there's so much amazingness in this story. Just a little background on it, okay? In this movie, if you are not familiar with it, Moana, she's the princess. Her father, that's not her father on the front, that's Maui. Okay, that is Maui. However, her father, let's see. I don't think they, Moana's father. Chief Tui. That's Moana's father in this story, okay? Her granny. And so in this story, okay, we're just going to get started. In this story, Moana, she's the princess, obviously. You know, her father is the chief. And, you know, they live on this island. And with this island, you know, they are natives to this island, and they're very rich in their culture. And they pass down a lot of stories from generations to generations. They teach each other, you know, everything like that. However, there's one part of their family lineage. There's one part of their ancestry that has been hidden from Moana simply because of the fear. And the part that was hid from Moana was the fact that her family, her bloodline, they were actually sea voyagers. That's why it says the ocean is calling. They were sea voyagers. And yes, it says Moana's heart leaped. Her ancestors had once sailed the seas. In this story, the truth about who Moana was held from her. It was part of the grand scheme and plot from, you know, her family and her parents and everything of that nature and other people in the village to keep the true identity of Moana away from her. Simply because, like I stated earlier, of the fear. The fear of what happened in the past, the fear that her father held on to, because when him and his friend, when he was younger, went out and they were, you know, on the ocean, there was a storm that came, and, you know, her father couldn't help his friend. So therefore, that fear that came from her father and the incident with him was placed into the rest of the village. It was passed down from generation to generation by stories, by not engaging in who they truly are, by hiding the actual truth of who they truly are, by they literally hid all of these ships and all of these wonderful, wonderful artifacts about their true identity and their true nature. They hid these amazing things in this cave. In the movie, they hid it in the cave. And it was, if I remember correctly, it was when Moana's grandmother, a little bit before she passed. And it was so beautiful because in the movie, when her grandmother passed, she had a stingray tattooed on her back. And part of their tradition and part of their culture, and which they still embraced. They embraced full circle. Ain't what nothing and nobody gonna hold them back from embracing those things. However, her grandmother, she held the truth. She held the true secret about who they are. Not who they were, who they are. Because just because you stop doing something, or just because you put something down, or just because you say, oh, I'm not going to do this anymore, it doesn't change who you are. Because you're still that. You just may not tap into it. However, that gift lies dormant. Do you see what I'm saying? So, if just in case you aren't familiar with the story, when Moana's grandmother, when she got sick, like I previously stated, she had a stingray on her back. And when she was in the village and she was teaching some of the children, you know, she's dancing and she's being lovely and everything of that nature, just her true, authentic self. And they called her the village crazy lady. Me personally, she wasn't crazy. They were crazy. They were the ones crazy because they were turning their back, in my opinion. They were the ones crazy because they were turning their backs on what made them so strong and what set them apart from every other village and every other family around. Their true heritage. So, like I was saying, Moana, her grandmother, you know, she gets sick and she passes away, and she has this tattoo of a stingray on her back. And I remember when she was getting the tattoo in the movie, you know, she was talking about things, and Moana asked her, you know, well, when you pass, you know, what's going to happen to you? And she told her, I hope I picked the right, what did she say? I hope I picked the right tattoo. Because, you know, in their culture, you know, they reincarnated. They reincarnated and they came back as something else to keep the lessons and everything going. They came back as something else. However, when her grandmother passed, when she got real sick, she told her on her deathbed to go and find Maui. Okay? This is Maui. And to go to Maui and to find the heart of Tafiti. Hold on, let me see. The heart, yeah. Of Tafiti. To find the heart of Tafiti. And see, it says right here, we were voyagers. We were voyagers. She told her to go find the heart of Tafiti. Go get Maui. Make him give the heart of Tafiti back. So therefore, everything can be right with their land again. Because there was a curse that had come over their land. All of the coconut was destroyed. You know, it was just bad. There was no food. You know, they weren't able to do the things that they normally did and keep going with everyday life because the source was messed up. There was a curse that came onto the source. So the grandmother told Moana, you are the one. You are the chosen one. You, I put it in my own words, you, ma'am, are the one that's supposed to bring back our family honor. Bring back, and like I said in my own words, bring back full circle everything that our family stands for. Because while they were not embracing who they are, they were living in a sense of fear. And like Conjure Queen teaches us, fear is fake evidence appearing real. And if you weren't made to be able to do it, you wouldn't have the desire. Kind of like me. You know. So, and it's so beautiful because Taka, okay? Yeah. The heart of Tafiti is a gemstone. It was a green gemstone. And the monster that they thought was the villain, Taka, okay? He had to return the heart of Tafiti to the spirit Taka. Okay? She's represented as a spirit. However, she wasn't a spirit. She was actually a manifestation of it. This movie, y'all know Disney. You know, gods, goddesses, war, witches, warlocks, spells, you know, true, false, all of that. Anywho, so when Moana and her chicken Hey, that doggone chicken was eating rocks and everything. However, with Moana and Hey, when they found Maui and they sailed back, and, you know, they had the heart of Tafiti. They had the heart of Tafiti, and they had to go through all of these different things, and they were fighting, and, you know, the fish and the ocean and all of these different things. And it was so beautiful because Moana was about to give up. She was about to give up. However, her grandmother came back to her and she reminded her, baby, This is who you are. This is who you are. And it's amazing to me because the affirmations that Moana was able to speak over herself and realign herself with. It says, I am Moana of Motunawi. Aboard my boat, and I will sail across the sea and restore the heart of Te Fiti. This little girl had never sailed a day before in her life. She had never had to face these hardships because she's the princess. She had never been able to have to face these. However, when she found it, oh yeah, she found it. And what was so beautiful to me, what is so beautiful to me, because when Moana made it to the island and she found the area, like it says right here, okay, I'm going to read this to you. It says, Moana made it to the island only to find a hollowed area where Te Fiti once lay. There was no place to return the heart. Then Moana looked at the lava monster and realized something. The ocean parted and the girl held out the heart to Te Kā. She held it out to Te Kā. And it says, know who you are, she whispered. Then she placed the heart in the chest of Te Kā. And Te Fiti appeared. Cracked. Te Kā crumbled. This right here is so powerful, y'all. Simply because Te Kā was what we would call the shadow side, or some people say my other side, or you know, well, how do we say it? My shadow side, or my flip side, or my other side. However, once she replaced that, what was stolen and taken without permission and hid from where it actively belonged, it was so much peace that was restored. It was so much peace that was restored. And she was able to see that even in that rage of the lava monster, Te Kā, what was her rage about? Her rage was because they had stolen her heart. They stolen her heart. They stole her heart. And once the heart was returned, everything was restored. And it's so amazing because, like I said, Te Fiti is represented as Mother Earth in this story. If you look at everywhere how she moved with the lava, and she got her heart back and everything that was hers when it was returned, all the things that were hers, when they were returned, peacefulness and bliss, restoration, healed the land, the curse was removed. The curse was removed. Sometimes we can be part of the reasons. However, when we step back, fully embrace, and when you do the work in order to restore, it is so beautiful, the peace and tranquility that follows. However, just like Moana, sometimes we may have to cross over those oceans. We may have to fight. What was that? What was it? A lobster? No, that was a crab. He was at the bottom of the ocean and he was singing, shiny, shiny. You know, he loved all the shiny things, and they had to go down there in the abyss and fight this dang on giant crab that was blinged out to get Maui's hook. Now, Maui's hook, Maui was a demigod. Try to tell me Disney don't be trying to teach you. You'll learn if you pay attention. Like I was saying, Maui, in the story, Maui was a demigod. And, you know, it was so funny to me because once they got down there and Maui got that hook, y'all, Maui was trying to fight that dog. Maui tried to fight that dang crab. And he hit that hook and he was like, you know, turn to this. And he turned to this little fish. He's like, uh-oh. You know, he's like, hey, come on. However, that's just a reminder to show you that even when you go through your trials and when you go through everything that you go through on your quest, once you get your power, because see, Maui felt that without his hook, he wasn't anything. However, even still in that, he was still Maui. The hook is not what made him. The hook is not what made him. He was still Maui. So, on your quest to restore your heart, my God. On your quest to restore your heart, it's all right. On your quest to restore your heart. Just know, if you have that sincere desire to make sure that you are well, you keep that fight in you because you're going to need it. Never forget who and what you are. Never forget where you came from. I don't mean that in a sense of, oh, I'm from Dallas. Oh, I'm from Louisiana. Oh, I'm from Michigan. Oh, I'm from Ethiopia. Oh, I'm from China. Oh, I'm from Kenya. Oh, I'm from Timbuktu. That's not what I mean. I do not mean the actual geographical location. Remember the source that you come from. Remember the strength in who you are. Remember your bloodline and your gifts. Tap back into it. It's beauty in the hidden. And we are healing beautifully. Yeah, man. See you soon.